Now, the second kind of faith is Jesus kind of faith. Jesus was the greatest example to every believer on how to use their measure of faith for which God gave him. Jesus said, faith of a mustard seed can move mountains. Jesus spoke to Lazarus' bones. He fed the crowd of thousands with 2 fishes and loaves of bread. Jesus spoke to the fig tree that didn't produce and called it to wither away. In other words, Jesus fought the good fight of faith. It is so important to have faith in this life because it is impossible to please God without it. Faith is mentioned in the Bible 247 times. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You have to let your faith go to places where you cannot reach. Faith is basically God asking you, do you trust me? Now I'll tell you a story about where I had to use my faith. Earlier this year, when I was in high school, I found out that me and my brother, we had an enormous debt. And if we didn't pay this debt, we could not graduate, we couldn't go on prom. And those are 2 things that are important to any high school senior. And we were just trying to figure out ways on how we could pay this debt. And it was my mom. She was brave enough to tell us, don't panic. She didn't have the Peter kind of faith. She had the Jesus kind of faith.
All right, man. Come on now.
So she told us, don't worry about it. We'll get it. So upon that happening, it was an internship that opened up for both me and my brother. And we were going to pay some of our debt, put some in tithe and offering, as we always do. But my mom said, just take a little bit, pay your tithes first, put a little bit towards the debt, and we'll handle the rest. And so we did. And after we paid our tithe, little by little, our aunties and uncles and grandparents started sending in money. And I tell you, because of that faith that we had to sow our tithe and offering and not just keep it in our pocket or pay that debt, God has opened up so many doors for me and my brother. Actually, if anybody has read in the news this summer, you will know that this is the worst summer for any teenager to get a summer job. They say this is statistically the worst year to get a summer job for a teen since about 1960. And God bless both me and my brother with summer jobs this year. In my closing, I would like to thank everyone for listening and pray that you continually use the faith that God gave you, and also tell the testimonies you have that God answers prayers because it builds a people's faith as well as it does mine. Thank you, everyone.